Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a lot of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And it's that time of year again. I can't believe it's another year has gone by since we last done this. We're going to be running through our top 100 board games of all time. We're going to be running down from number 100 down to number 1, and we will be telling you a rough overview of how the game sort of plays, and then we'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like, very, very quickly, and we'll try and get through this list as quickly as possible. So yeah, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel, leave a comment in that section down below and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you after this. Board Games 4K. Number 100 on this list is a tower defense game called Thorn Off The Zetz, and in this game what you'll be doing, you'll be trying to protect the town of Farmingdale from the imminent threat of zombies that will be moving through various tracks on the board trying to enter Farmingdale. When they enter Farmingdale, you will lose the game. And we like this game because where it's quite a complex game, once you add in all the stuff, the rule book guides you through the game very, very, very simply. So you've got the very, very basic game that gets you into the game real quick, and then you've got the more complex game which opens up a wealth of opportunities, and this game is still being supported today. It's had a third edition a few years ago, and we just picked up a few of the expansions for this, and mini expansions. One of the things we don't like about it is the fact that it can get a bit bloated if you do play the advanced game, but we still really enjoyed Dawn of the Zeds, and that's our number 100.
Say 99.
So number 99 on this list is a game called Lost Cities. It's a Reiner Knizia 2-player card game, and in this game what you'll be doing, you'll be playing cards out onto this main board in the centre of the table, and you'll be trying to go on these sort of makeshift expeditions by playing cards with certain numbers, and you can either take a card from the centre of the table or take it from a main stack. Once a stack runs out, then you add up your scores, and whoever's got the most points wins. And we really like this game. It's probably one of the best 2-player games out there. It's quite old now, it's 1999, but yeah, it still holds up now. It's just had a bit of a refresh. One of the things that we don't like about Lost Cities is that it's susceptible to the perils of the random card draw, but that's still a wonderful game, and that's our number 99, Lost Cities. So number 98 on this list is a game by Peter Hawes. It is Francis Drake. This game is divided into two sections. So you've got a section of the game where you'll be going through the streets of Plymouth, acquiring resources that you will then use to fund your expeditions out into the Antilles, and you'll be placing these discs out onto the board, fighting off other ships and trying to take control of these forts along the board. And this game is absolutely fantastic. The component quality is absolutely awesome. We've got one complaint about it: it doesn't really work with lower player counts because the board is sort of a bit too open. So that's one of the things, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game, and all these games are fantastic, and that is Francis Drake. So number 97 on this list is a game by Bruno Cathala. It is the poker sort of driven game Dice Town, and in this game what you'll be doing, you'll be rolling dice, keeping a few, rolling them, trying to make these poker hands out of these dice that you've got, and then you'll use these poker hands to claim rewards on the board. So you'll be going from left to right, and whoever's got a certain hand in their poker dice will get that reward. And then you'll be trying to get money, you'll be trying to buy plots of land, you'll be trying to go to the bank, you'll be trying to do all sorts of things. And one of the things we like about this is the way that the cups that you use to roll your dice are sort of like mini bullet tips, and when you whack the dice down on the table, there's this wonderful sound of everything just making a big thunderous crack. One of the things we don't like about it is, again, it is susceptible to a lot of random chance with the way that the dice come out, but that doesn't matter because Dice Town is fantastic. So number 96 on this list is a sort of hidden movement sort of thing. It's a sort of a deduction game called Tobago, and in this game you will be choosing cards from your hand to play that will diminish the possibility of the treasure being found in a certain location, and you can manipulate the game by turning these sort of Easter Island heads around, and eventually somebody will find the treasure, and there'll be this big hurrah moment. And it's a wonderful deduction game. The component quality is absolutely fantastic, the artwork's absolutely fantastic, and it's very short, and it basically is just a wonderful deduction game that is very, very quick, very simple to learn, and yeah, it's wonderful. That's Tobago. That's our number 96. So number 95 on this list is a game by Antoine Bowser. It's a game called Rampage, and this is sort of like one of those sort of kaiju games, and it's sort of what I wanted King of Tokyo to be in a sense, because you've got these 3D wooden dinosaurs that will be using to flick discs around, trying to knock down these buildings and gobble up meeples. And it's essentially a dexterity game. Well, it is a dexterity game, but yeah, the component quality is wonderful. A lot of people refer to this as a toy, but we don't think so. We think it's a very light-hearted 45-minute game that is actually quite skillful in a sense. But yeah, Rampage it got into a bit of controversy because I think it's Konami or whoever, or Midway, tried to claim that Antoine Bowser had nicked the intellectual property of the video game, but that's a load of nonsense. And they changed this game to Terror in Meeple City, which is probably one of the worst titles I've ever heard. But anyway, it's still a wonderful dexterity game for kids and adults alike, and that's our number 95, Rampage.
Thank you.
So our number 94 on this list is a game that is no longer in print, and it's Forbidden Stars. This is a game where it sees you trying to take control of objectives in the galaxy by taking actions that will allow you to increase the size of your fleet, that will allow you to move that fleet around and then have battles with different players. And the reason this game isn't higher up on the list is because it's just that little bit too long to get to the table. But when it does get to the table, it is absolutely fantastic. It's kind of like a shortened down version of Twilight Imperium. And yeah, that's our number 94. That's Forbidden Stars.
93.
So number 93 on this list is a game that sort of flew under the radar, and it's got a multitude of expansions. It's Room 25, and this is essentially what we like to think of as Cube, a film called Cube that was released in 1998, I think, a Canadian movie. This is sort of like that film imagined in a game, right? And what it sees you doing is you're trapped in this complex of 25 rooms, funny old thing, and you need to get out of the complex, and you'll be flipping over these tiles, and each tile is a room that's got a different trap or something else, or some sort of hazard in it, and you'll be trying to negotiate this. And the game has got two major expansions, lots of mini expansions. You can throw other people into the room. There's a hidden traitor variant, and whilst the artwork on this game isn't that great, it's still a wonderful, fast-paced, frenetic game that you should really, really consider. And it's from Matago, and Matago normally always do deliver the goods, right? That's our number 93, Room 25.
92.
So number 92 on this list, a game that is based on the collapse of communism, and it's Wir sind das Volk from Histo Games, I think it's called. And essentially it's a two-player game, but there is a four-player expansion called 2+2. And essentially what happens is one player takes the East Germans, one player takes the West Germans, and you'll be trying to build factories, trying to increase your scope to produce resources, whilst all the time trying to suppress or increase the levels of unrest on the board. And it's a wonderful game. It's it's made by the same people that made Friedrich and Maria, and you can definitely see that in this game, because you'll be going through these different epochs in the Cold War, playing these cards to trigger events that will aid you in your quest to win the game and try and hinder the other player. And if you haven't played Wir sind das Volk, we implore you to have a look at it, because it does teach you a lot. I mean, it's sort of like a lot of people compare this to Twilight Struggle, but we don't. It's nowhere near the same game. It's obviously the same kind of theme, but it's a wonderful game, and that's Wir sind das Volk, our number 92. So number 91 on this list is a game that was the Spiel des Jahres winner in 2003. It is Alhambra. It's a tile laying game, and in this game you will be placing tiles out onto your central tableau in order to create the most elaborate and functional Alhambra. And the game revolves around taking currency from the board and paying currency that relates to the colours of the tiles that are available on the central offer. And there's certain building regulations that you have to adhere to, and it is a fantastic game. We have got the it's not a sort of deluxe edition which has upgraded components, but it doesn't really matter about that. That's all cosmetic, because the actual mechanics of Alhambra are fantastic. It's well deserved winner of the Spiel des Jahres in 2003, and it's still worth playing today. That's our number 91. So that's number 100 to 91. There's obviously going to be another 9 parts of this. We implore you to come back and watch the rest of this series, because there are some fantastic games on this list. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and if you got this far, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.